For those of y'all new here, maybe you've seen me talk about comics on Sean Chandler Talks About with Sean. But we usually happen to talk about Marvel and DC based properties, and I love talking about comics, so I want to dig a little deeper and talk about some non-Marvel and non-DC properties. So that being said, if I happen to miss anything or there's something you want to hear me talk about, please comment down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback. So without much further ado, let's go. Coming in at number 5 is The Boys by Garth Ennis. This one was published by Wildstorm before transitioning to Dynamite Comics. This is a really dark comic series about, well, just superpowered beings being corrupt as well as using their powers to oppress people and take advantage of them. Whether that's for money, whether that's for sex, whether that's for whatever they're really trying to obtain. But then comes in The Boys. This is this secret, covert organization within the CIA of these agents who will keep superheroes in check. Whether that's blackmailing them, whether that's going out and beating them up, or just straight up putting them down. This is going to make for a very dark series and has been picked up by Amazon Prime for 2019. That being said, it'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. Number 4 on the list is going to be The Last Days of American Crime by Rick Remender. This one was published by Radical Books and is set in a postmodern America where crime is at an all-time high. The US government then responds by creating a signal and broadcasting it that allows them to control human behavior and thus reduce the crime rates in America. It's a much darker product and IP like we've seen with several of the ones on this list, but I think that Netflix has picked it up and thereby it'll make for an interesting narrative as they try to stick closer to the darker tone of the source material. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Hellboy. That's right, we're getting a Hellboy reboot in 2019. In the place of Hellboy this time around is going to be David Harbour, who some of y'all might recall as Sheriff Jim Hopper in Stranger Things. Hellboy was originally written by Mike Mignola and published under Dark Horse, another indie label. Hellboy's kind of go-to is fighting the forces of darkness and mystical forces, such as demons, devils, ghosts, etc. This is going to be interesting to see because this movie is going to have an R rating as opposed to the Del Toro Hellboys, which carry the PG-13 rating. But especially in the wake of movies like Deadpool and Logan, which have seen a lot of success with the superhero IPs having an R rating, it will be fun, I think, to see how Hellboy carries that on. Number 2 is Deadly Class, published by Image Comics and coming out on Sci-Fi. This one was written by Rick Remender, who we've also seen on this list. Deadly Class tells the story of a high school hidden underground called King's Dominion in the 1980s. Here, high school age students are sent to learn how to be assassins and cultivate skills that make them deadly humans. Whether that's crafting bombs, creating toxins, it's kind of like Harry Potter for being an assassin. It's very interesting because being set in the 1980s gives it this interesting cultural and political backdrop that gives a lot of inspiration to what assassin techniques as well as what organization these young assassins are affiliated with, as well as their motives. Coming in at number 1, the one I'm most excited for, is The Umbrella Academy, coming to Netflix. This was also published by Dark Horse and was written by none other than Gerard Way, who many of you hopefully know from My Chemical Romance. The Black Parade, anyone? Umbrella Academy tells the story of a series of young children with extraordinary powers who were kidnapped by a, well, let's just say a well-to-do benefactor who gave all these kids designations by numbers and wanted to use them to save the world. This one gets kind of trippy because Gerard Way likes to be very experimental with his comic book narratives, but ultimately it kind of verges on a lot of the sci-fi, paranormal elements, as well as a little bit of deconstruction of the superhero genre. I'm very excited to see how this one translates to film. Anyways, y'all, that's all for today, but I'm new at this, so if you'd like to see some more content like this, please hit that subscribe button. And if you've got any feedback or any commentary on what you would like to see me make videos about, please let me know in the comments down below. That being said, thanks y'all so much, and tune in next time.
Just kick it off with something like that. You're just basically saying, that's what we're going to talk about it.